Hi there, welcome to Algorand Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. So Algorand has been consolidating for 3 weeks already, and it seems like it's still going to stay within the green key level of 24 cents. So let's see when it's going to break out, and we don't have to wait for too long. So this is the weekly chart over here. And currently the price is trading right above the green key level of 24 cents. If it continues that way, in the weekly time frame, here we see that by November, early November, there is a point where the price is being forced to break out. So either it continues within this downtrend, not very crazy, but still a downtrend, towards the yellow key level, 20 cents, or even further down to 16 cents, the orange key level. Or the positive scenario is it's going to break to the upside and challenge the 0.29 light blue key level. This over here seems to be a descending triangle, but don't always just blindly follow the textbook theory saying this is a bearish sign that the price will go down. That's not always the case. If like the next few weeks of trading is doing this pattern, there is still a chance that the price is going to shoot up. And according to the Wyckoff phases or stages, we're still within the accumulation cycle. And what I'm hoping to see, or it's probably already happening, is this kind of platform trading, meaning a pretty stable horizontal range of trading. So that's a very good backup or last point of support stage that's building up towards the buying climax. So that's why I'm going to put this like stay put at 70% and 30% to the downside, because you can see it clearly finds support around the green key level over the past 4 weeks. When the price dropped, it stopped right over there, and then we've got this kind of U-turn shape. That was a high peak. I have to move this across before I turn on the auto. This is the U-turn I was talking about just now. So this is actually a good sign where the price found pretty solid support. And even this week, when it came down to test this level, it got pushed really hard back to the green key level. So that's a very positive sign over here. And I'm just trying to see if I have covered everything for the weekly, because when I turn on the Bollinger Band, obviously the squeeze that happened back in late June, early July has been released during those 2 weeks of July 7th and July 14th, and it has been kind of trading horizontal, and now it seems like another squeeze is about to happen. For me, I would consider it has happened already, because purple, the top line, has been always within the orange band, and the bottom is getting closer and closer, reaching to that point as well. So it's probably going to take another week or two for a squeeze to officially happen, but then the force has been building. Like I said, this horizontal trading period, it's a sign of consolidation that's building up the momentum for the price surge. So let's go to the daily time frame and see what's going on. Again, let's turn on the auto, maximize the scale so it'll be easy for you if you're watching on a mobile. So we are still, or the price is still within this range, which is not a surprise, because this bottom dashed line, the horizontal one, we already mentioned a few weeks back that this is an intermediate support level, because where the sign of weaknesses were back in early September and early August, they both landed along this line, and that's what happened on Monday and Tuesday. Once again, it hit this line, so I'm copying this tag of sign of weakness across. However, besides this line, we also mentioned this downward trend line. So let me adjust this a little so it covers the wicks instead of the body. So if I extend this line, it's going all the way to end October. So while this is one date, there is another date. This green line, this key level, and the white line. So this tip is actually the mid of October. So there are 2 time points where a breakout is forced to happen. So currently it can still trade within this triangle, or like it can dip over here. It seems like it's doing this over the past 2 weeks. So we can assume for the coming 2 weeks it's still going to exhibit this kind of behavior, trading within this zone. However, you see this declining peak. Well, lower highs, but flat bottom. That's not too bad. It's not lower low and lower highs. It kind of flattened out already. So hopefully that's a sign before the climb. So hopefully that there will be a second test or an upthrust coming. I believe I already mentioned in previous sessions. So because the price dropped below this upward trend support line, that's why we're going to see this becomes a resistance line. So it happened once already, mid-September, where the price tested this line and got rejected. If the price really climbs this time, it can also face challenge along this line. So meaning pushing the date to an upthrust or second test later. Not that it can't break through if there are really good news coming out, causing a bit of FOMO. It can break above this line earlier than this I've drawn just now. So again, 2 dates, October 12th, October 27th, so both pointing towards a time where a breakout can happen. So if it continues to trade lower and lower and lower, obviously it will take, it has more time to play before breakout. But then if it doesn't, if it stays above the green line, then it has to come to a decision date earlier. So either it comes down to test this first dotted yellow line or even to the yellow key level. That's the bearish scenario. The bullish is where it goes up, challenge the light blue key level and maybe also the blue key level to show us a second test or upthrust. It needs a little bit of macro boost, let's put it this way. So it has to have the blessing of, people like to call it altcoin season. So I would say a positivity across the board for this to get to that level. So there are 2 scenarios or 2 factors that can trigger that. One I already mentioned, the macro positivity. The other is something like what happened to Chronos 2 weeks ago. So some crazily good news come out for Algorand and people FOMO in and push it all the way to the upthrust above the blue key level of 32 cents. So those are the 2 scenarios that this price surge can happen. So the Bollinger Band corner squeeze is going on right now. We see this bar, it's pretty narrow. If it further consolidates, obviously it's going to get a sufficient strength to break above this downward channel. So this channel, for now, it's still not very solid because I've got only one and two reference points max. So this tip of the red candle, the wick of that red candle, and also I just want to turn off the Bollinger Band for the time being. These two candles basically. So it's not very solid compared to where we have 3 or even 4 reference points. So don't treat this box as very good reference for now. It can just be a triangle, and then the price is going to break out pretty soon, like I said. So good luck if you are a supporter of Algorand. Hope you will see the buying climax, meaning the distribution cycle, very soon. For now, I'm still keeping these percentages. Finger crossed, it's going to the upside, but always set your stop loss in case it goes to the south. So thanks for joining.